Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, I am the CHALL from Chelsea Sport, and welcome to another video where today looks like the second signing of our window is coming soon, or as soon as it can be. And it looks like a striker is on the way here. Now, before we share all the details surrounding this story, please make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell to never miss a YouTube video. And for now, let's have a look at exactly what is going on with the striker situation now. So Gary McSheffrey has confirmed to the Free Press that Doncaster Rovers have discussed terms of the striker as he looks to add more firepower to the forward line. The Rovers boss wants more creativity in his side after they averaged fewer than one goal per game last season, and a deal for the club's second new signing ahead of the campaign could be close. McSheffrey's official comments said, and this is overall, not just the striker search, but in terms of overall, we've narrowed it down to a couple and we're discussing terms with one. If we get him, we'll be happy. Now, of course, his current options up front include Agard, Ledoux, Griffiths and Hawula. On paper, you wouldn't say that would be the ideal lineup. Now, asked whether the club can afford to sign a proven goal scorer, he replied, sometimes it's difficult. Some of the money clubs are chucking about in this division as well is outrageous. Stockport have got a couple of good strikers in Paddy Madden and Carl Wooten, but they're paying top dollar for them. Paddy is proven at league level, he's a top striker. I've played with him. Carl's had a few good seasons at Notts County in the National League. Is he proven in the league? Who knows? Only time will tell. We haven't got the resource to just go and overpay, so we have to be quite creative with it. McSheffrey is seeking to add 3 or 4 bits of quality to his squad of 21 he currently has at his disposal. He confirmed he met 4 potential signings in person as he bids to shape his squad for a shot at promotion. So he's met up with 4 potential signings. Striker in talk, well, 2 strikers he's been talking to. One is discussing terms, and his comments there are about paying for a striker, paying for a player, and sometimes we have to be creative about it because we can't go there and spend top dollar like other clubs. So let's summarise exactly what McSheffrey said and my thoughts on it. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. That is what McSheffrey had to say on what is coming. Now, as you can see as you saw from the thumbnail of the video, let's talk about the striker situation as overall first of all. So, you know, talking to 2 strikers, or narrowed it down to 2, should we say, and then one of them we're discussing with, talking to, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll try and hopefully for me, fingers crossed, we'll try and finalise that next week, sort of, not the beginning of next week. I mean, if to be honest, I think, knowing us, I think we'll probably announce it on the kit launch. I think we'll probably get the new guy in the kit launch and announce it on the kit launch night. So I think that's probably what we're expecting here, but I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. It definitely seems to point that way, doesn't it? It definitely seems to point potentially to, you know, us, you know, getting these talks done for the next couple of days of the actual next week, you know, rather than just obviously exclude today and tomorrow, the weekend. You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday's the kit launch. So you'd probably expect maybe the kit launch to be the day we announce a new striker, or it would be. I think it'd be a really good way for the club and the owners to promote the new kit, to bring a new player in with it. So I think it would make sense from a PR point of view. But I could be wrong. It could be announced before or after the kit launch. On the 23rd of June. But as you saw from the thumbnail of this video, we've got 5 strikers' faces that you could see in that. A couple are already on my transfer recruitment plan. I did put an extra 3 names in there just to add a bit more variety. They weren't strikers that I originally had on my transfer recruitment plan, but they're strikers that I wouldn't be annoyed about if we got them. So as you saw from the thumbnail, we had Elliot Lee from Luton, not originally on my recruitment plan, but 27, EFL experience, can find the net, you know, worth it for me. Admiral Musquay, another name that wasn't on the recruitment plan, who, you know, obviously know, what, 23 years old, Luton again, you know, played for Wickham like a season or 2 ago. You know, he's got potential. He's still got potential. He just needs to find a consistent team to get in the back of the net. So, again, I think Musquay fits the kind of development player that we're sort of looking to bring in. Then we've got 2 of the players, 2 of the strikers that are already on my recruitment plan. Obviously, Tom Eves isn't on the thumbnail because, I mean, I was told in the comments that he's looking like he's joining Rotherham. and then Michael Swift maybe going to Hull, so that's why I've sort of stayed away from Tom Eaves and that kind of potentiality. So the other two players from the transfer recruitment plan video are on the thumbnail, as you could see by the thumbnail. George Miller of Barnsley and Dom Telford. I'll get on about Dom Telford in a little bit and why it could make sense that Dom Telford could be our man. And then finally we've got Joel Mumbongo. Now he was on loan last season to Accrington Stanley from Burnley. He's now released from Burnley. He's, what, 22, 23 years old? Swedish. Again, he's found the net a few times with Accrington on loan last season in League One. Did alright, did okay. Maybe the step down to League Two permanently could be a good move for Joel to get his goal scoring up and running fully with a permanent team and more first team football regularly. So I think with someone like Joel Mumbongo leading the line, with Rio to partner up with or compete with Agard to tutor both of them. Obviously Jordi Awulo, I think the best that Jordi could do if he's still here is probably try and be a leader or a tutor and try and teach them the best way possible and try not to learn from mistakes and things like that. But I wouldn't count Awulo as a striker though. I wouldn't even count Joe Dadu as a striker. He's a wide man. So the best people, the only person from the striking position that Rio and let's say Joel Mumbongo is going to learn from is Kieran Agard. So in terms of striking leaders, you've got Kieran Agard to fall on. So for me, like I said, Joel wasn't on the list originally, neither was Admiral, neither was Elliot, but you've also got George, you've also got Dom. Dom Telford for me is the interesting one out of the five because it was only recently it was officially confirmed he was leaving Newport. It was only like, what, a few days before this article came out that he was officially leaving Newport, and now we're discussing terms with a striker. We've talked to two of them, we're discussing terms with one of them. We don't know who those names are yet. But it definitely seems like that maybe we're putting two and two together here with Dom Telford and Donny Rovers. Now, I'm not going to say that's completely true because I've heard previous links to Port Vale for Dom Telford. It would be good to see him move to Port Vale, a team that just got promoted from League Two. If he's been linked to a team that just got promoted from League Two, but if we got him, that would be a great pulling power for the club. And it seems like pretty much nearly every single fan wants Dom Telford at the club. It seems like we really want to test the pulling power, let the owners test their learning from mistakes. I know a lot of people will come on the comments now and say, well, the owners, don't learn from their mistakes, the owners can't do anything to save this, they need to go, whatever. But, I can be one for forgiveness if, let's say, this season, and if we get promoted to League One next season and going on from there, now we've got Steve Eyre, assistant manager. Now we've got Coppinger, who understands what the fans want and wants to bring what the fans need into this club as the head of football operations. Now we've got a better football structure in place. I'm personally willing to give the owners the chance to really prove the backing of the new football structure. Steve Eyre came on the interview in the Football Heaven, spoke very highly of McSheffrey and his potential as a manager. Spoke highly of Coppinger, spoke highly of the club and the potential of the club as well. I know a lot of people may not be happy with the budget, but I will just reiterate, and I've said this for months now, over a year nearly, it's not about how much money we've got, it's about how wisely we spend what we have. I'm not going to use the excuse of having a low budget. Other people can say that. That's up to them. That's their opinion. I can't, obviously disentitle their opinion. It's their opinion. We're all entitled to opinion. We're not North Korea. But no, it's a weird one for me. I think my view and my personal standpoint, and this will never ever change, I will never use our club budget as an excuse for how poorly we perform on the pitch or how poor the recruitment is. Doesn't matter. Look at other teams in the past. In the past when they've been in League One, League Two. Look at Brighton before when they were in League One and Two. They still brought in free transfer. I think even in the Championship as well. Brighton brought in some free deals. Not all of them, but some of them were free deals. And they made money off of those deals later down the line. Brentford, big example. They brought in some free players, They made some money off of it. They used some of that money in future years to actually buy players for a fee. We are in a position where we cannot really pay for anyone right now. If, and I'm only saying this is a big if because it's not confirmed at all, but if we, after all this rejigging with the recruitment department, obviously Graham Younger's replacement is set to come in. We don't know who it is yet, but we know from the interviews recently this week, there's one coming in, or there's one set to come in, or set to arrive. Maybe that gets announced on the kit launch, I don't know. But we've got this new recruitment guy coming in to take over from Graham Younger's roles, like a talent ID or, you know, head of recruitment, that kind of role. So we've got him coming in. We've got Steve Ayres, the new assistant. Frank's back at the youth. We've got James Coppinger as head of football operations. He'll deal with everything football related. The business side will be dealt with by Baldwin, with Blunt and with Bramall. But they've come out and said it. Coppinger came out and said it this week. We are a self-funding club. So what that means is we're not taking money from the outside in anymore. For the past couple of years, we've not been taking money in from the outside in. We are our own bank account, pretty much. And Coppinger wants to, and Coppinger said it this week. He wants to use that as a way to show other clubs how it's done and how the self-funding model could be done. And this is, and like I said, this is a big if. If, with all this stuff in the recruitment department, with all the changes in the back room to bring in more experienced people, if we bring in a good head of recruitment externally from out of the club, no one that's had a pass with the club, someone who can just come in and do a job, like Adam Henschel was. Adam Henschel came in from Shrewsbury, didn't have a pass with Rovers, unless I'm mistaken, came in, did the job. You know, it was a lot of loans, but a lot more successful than Graham Younger was, and then left for Aston Villa. You know, that's someone who's gone from step to big leagues. Bring in a head of recruitment, rejig the back room, and then if we recruit smartly, I mean, I was talking about it, all 5 of those players, Musquay, Telford, Miller, Lee, Mumbongo, all of them, free deals. Free deals. Bobby Faulkner, homegrown. Tom Anderson, free deal. Tommy Rowe, free deal. Jonathan Mitchell, free deal. Olowu, free deal. Younger, free deal. Noyle, free deal. Look at some of the other past players. Ben Whiteman, a free permanent after a loan spell. Cameron John, a free permanent from a loan spell. You know, if we can just learn from our mistake of letting good players go on free contracts. Cameron John, I can understand why we let him go, because the injury record is something we do not need at this club. We can't, I think getting him off the wage bill, nothing to do with his ability, but him being off the wage bill could free up space to bring in another player that might cost us nothing on the transfer budget, but could be sold on in a few years. And like I said, if we rectify the mistakes from previous years of letting good players go on free deals, if we can get some money in for them in a few years' time to players that we bring in for little money and give high value to, and then reinvest that money in the playing budget, self-fund it back into the playing budget, that's when the self-funding model works the best. That's the best way to work the self-funding model. Bringing in players for little to no money and then selling them on for high value in a few years when the high offers, if they come in. That needs to be the direction of the club and how we move forward. And reinvesting that money back into the squad. And self-funding it means you're at no risk of, you know, external trouble, external debts. We are debt-free now. So I see the positives of a self-funding model. I can also see the gambles and the risks. I think many other people can see the gambles and the risks. Does a self-funding model work in a lower league club? Let's say if you're a Man United or a Chelsea or an Arsenal and you've got millions upon billions in the bank or whatever, you've got multi-millions in the bank and you're a self-funding you've got a self-funding model in place right now, and you don't accept money from the outside, you've just got your multi-millions that are sat in your own bank account that you can use and reinvest and sell on and reinvest back again, then it would work nearly all the time. But if you've got a self-funding model in a lower league club, There is the gambles to it. But if we do it the right way in the lower leagues, long term, get back in the Championship, be in a place where we can actually pay for maybe one or two players. We're not usually... I mean, don't forget, we don't usually pay fees for players. Even during the good days, we've had many free deals. You know, we've had the transfer for Billy Sharp. We've had the deal for Matt Mills that we sold. That's still our record sell, by the way. 2 million to Reading. And, you know, we have paid for a couple of players or a few players for fees in the past. But there has been free deals, you know. There's been plenty of free deals. Even during the golden years of Sean O'Driscoll, there's been plenty of free deals. Dave Penny years, there's been plenty of free deals. It's not all about paying fees for players. It's about getting the right players for the right club. And if we bring in the right players, don't matter whether they're free or not. If we bring in the right players that play the system we want to play the 4-3-3, play the attacking football that Gary McSheffrey wants to bring into the club starting next season, stick to the formation, stick to the tactics, keep at it, then we have a real opportunity to move the club forward now. But it's all about making the right decisions to do that. With the new football structure in place and with the football decisions relying on Coppinger and the football staff, I'm willing to give the owners this opportunity. I'm personally willing to give these owners this opportunity to see what they do with the self-funding model fully in place for its third campaign. Now that COVID's pretty much out of the way for, you know, this club, we can't completely ignore COVID because it is out there in the world still. We can't completely ignore it at all. But, you know, with other places and industries taking their signs down, taking their sort of rules down, and, you know, life starts getting back to normal again, or as normal as it can be, you know, we can't keep using COVID as an issue anymore. With the self-funding model now in place, with no real big COVID-19 disruptions now, we have a real opportunity now to use the self-funding model. Don't make the same mistakes. Bring in players that we can sell on for value in a few years to reinvest that money back into the squad, whether we're in League One, towards the Championship, I don't know. But we have a real chance now to move this club forward in an actual direction. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting next couple of weeks for the club. We've got the kit launch on the 23rd of June. We've got the AGM supporters meeting on the 7th of July. I think it's the 3rd of July, 7th of July, one of the two. Literally, I think it's the week after the week of the kit launch. It will be the week of the meeting, or a couple of weeks actually. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens. Whoever this striker is that we're talking to, if that's the one we want to get, if we get him, we'll be happy, says Gary McSheffrey. Get it over the line then. Let's get this deal done as soon as possible. You know, I think according to one Rovers fan, I think from what we saw on, I think it was Transfer Market, correct me if I'm wrong if it's on Transfer Market or not, but I believe Dom Telford was earning about £3,000, well, nearly £3,000 a week at Newport. I could be wrong though. Like I said, it's Transfer Market, so I could be wrong. But I believe it's something like 2.9k a week. If he's earning that much at Newport and amazed at that signing. It would be amazing to have Dom Telford at club. But I personally, after I've done all this research for weeks, I would feel exactly the same if Dom Telford signed, but if George Miller signed. I would feel ecstatic if Elliot Lee signed because of his experience. I would feel amazed if we got Admiral Musquay done from Luton. I would be grateful that we got someone like Joel Mumbongo, who gets a chance at first-team football at 23, was loaned out to Accrington, was in a great Accrington attacking setup, and get him working with the Donny attacking setup next season. I'd be grateful if any of these kind of strikers signed. I'd be more than grateful. So, you know, Don Telford's my #1 choice, but I'm sure there's plenty of other options out there that would still make me go, oh my God, this is a great signing, and here's why. So there we are, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. And for now, I'm the CHALL from Chelsea Sport. That is full time. Rovers till I die. I will see you guys for the kit launch on the 23rd of June. And I will also see you guys for pre-season. The Armthorpe game. Bring it on.